We all start with one checking account. Paychecks go in, and rent, groceries, and streaming subscriptions come out. But as your financial obligations get slightly more complicated, dumping all your money into one big pile breaks down. For decades, the workaround was fiscal envelope budgeting, literally dividing cash into labeled folders. But trying to apply that physical friction to a modern digital life means you are constantly updating spreadsheets, straining under the pressure. Eventually, the administrative weight gets too heavy, and the system splits open. So you fall back on mental math. You look at your total balance and guess how much of it you actually own free and clear. That usually ends with accidentally spending your utility money on a dinner out, or realizing at the end of the month that your savings target didn't get funded. This diagram illustrates how modern digital banks solve this problem. Instead of one monolithic pool, a single paycheck enters a main hub. The platform automatically routes that cash, splitting instantly into distinct, isolated digital buckets. Enough cash for fixed overhead flows to a bill's pocket. The remainder distributes proportionally into a daily spending allowance, a locked vault for tax reserves, and long-term savings goals. Because the platform handles the sorting the exact second a deposit hits, the manual work disappears. You never have to reconcile a third-party app or update an Excel tracker on a Sunday night. But setting this up brings up a new problem. Looking at the banking landscape today, you are hit with endless options. Monzo, Revolut, Chime, Wise. It is incredibly easy to get paralyzed trying to pick the absolute perfect app. Finding the right tool isn't about crowning one universally superior platform. It comes down to looking at how your specific income arrives and picking the routing architecture designed to handle that exact level of complexity. Let's start with the standard W-2 earner. If you get a predictable paycheck twice a month, your main goal is building hard boundaries around your money so you don't overspend your baseline. This chart compares platforms based on the exact features needed to run what financial planners call the 4-account framework. For W-2 earners, the mandatory requirement you need to identify is auto salary splitting. When payday hits your account, a platform like Monzo takes over. Before you even wake up, it detects the incoming deposit and immediately locks a predetermined percentage, say 50%, straight into a dedicated bills node. The money you need for rent and electricity is fully cordoned off. You can look at your main spending balance and know with absolute certainty that every dollar sitting there is yours to use. The trade-off for this strict separation is friction. If your discretionary spending budget runs dry on a Thursday, the system will not automatically cover you. Try to buy a coffee with an empty spending pocket, and the card will just decline at the register. To complete the purchase, you have to open the app and manually drag funds over from your savings. That exact moment of friction is the point of the setup. You are actively trading away effortless liquidity in exchange for an automated system that forces you to stick to your budget. If you run your own business or do freelance work, your requirements shift completely. Mixing your personal grocery runs with client payments creates a massive accounting liability. The biggest threat here isn't missing a subscription payment. It's getting to April, realizing you owe the IRS a massive check, and discovering you already spent the cash you were supposed to hold back. This diagram shows how business-grade platforms like Starling or Revolut Business neutralize that risk.
The moment a client invoice clears, the software intercepts the payment and automatically diverts exactly 30% of it into a locked tax reserve account. The remaining 70%. For an independent professional, the fixed monthly cost of a premium neobank tier functions as a targeted insurance policy, preventing tax season liquidity crises before they can start. Then there is a smaller but highly specific group, international contractors and digital nomads who have to manage income in euros, dollars, and pounds simultaneously. Using a standard domestic checking account for international work is expensive. Traditional banks penalize you with steep cross-border wire fees and quietly pad their margins with poor exchange rates every time a foreign payment lands. Platforms like Wise address this by allowing you to hold native balances in local fiat. If a client in London pays you, the money lands in a British pound account, staying exactly as it is. You can hold that balance, use it to pay international contractors in their local currency, and only convert the cash to your home currency when the exchange rate actually works in your favor. But there is a very clear limitation. These multi-currency platforms excel at moving money, but they rarely offer comprehensive high-yield savings products or tools to help you build a domestic credit score. Because of that gap, a multi-currency account shouldn't replace your banking setup entirely. It functions best as an external routing layer, catching international payments efficiently before filtering your final take-home pay down to a foundational domestic bank. Once you realize how helpful these specialized features are, it's incredibly easy to over-optimize. You open Revolut for your business, Wise for international clients, and your old bank for mortgages. Suddenly, just to understand your net worth, you have to log into 3 different apps. The cognitive load of switching interfaces and tracking separate login sessions creates genuine visual and mental fatigue. This is the classic account sprawl trap. Your money is so isolated across different platforms that you lose track of your overall balances, and you spend half your time fighting session timeouts just to check if an invoice cleared. Eventually, the lack of oversight backfires. You end up bouncing a simple utility payment, not because you don't have the cash, but because the money was isolated in the wrong institutional pocket. This diagram compares the chaos of an untamed setup to a consolidated architecture. If you're going to use multiple banking platforms, you need an infrastructure layer on top to centralize everything. You can use API aggregators like Monarch Money to pull all your balances into a single view. Alternatively, you can use browser isolation tools like send.win, which maintains secure, persistent login sessions for each bank, so you can switch between dashboards without constantly re-authenticating. If you skip this consolidation step, the administrative burden of managing 3 separate logins will completely erase the time you saved by automating your budget in the first place. The entire goal of splitting up your money is to reduce the time you spend thinking about it. Multiple accounts only serve a purpose if the capital moves between them entirely on its own. This flowchart maps out the final decision. Depending on how you earn your money, your setup should follow one of 3 separate directions. If you receive a domestic W-2 paycheck, follow the first path. Prioritize a platform that excels in instant salary sorting and automated savings features to enforce your budget boundaries. If you operate on a freelance 1099 income, you require a business-grade architecture. Your priority is software that intercepts tax liabilities automatically and allows you to isolate operating expenses with virtual carts. For the international multi-currency path, anchor your setup around the platform that lets you hold local fiat balances, minimizing foreign exchange fees before routing the money back home. There is one final check to make before you migrate your deposits. You must verify the institutional deposit insurance limits. Many digital platforms partner with traditional banks for their back-end operations. If your neobank and your old bank share the same underlying license, your total combined balances might accidentally exceed the FDIC or equivalent insurance safety threshold. Look at your current financial life. Identify the single largest point of friction where you spend mental energy tracking your cash, and choose the one matching automation framework designed to permanently eliminate that exact calculation.